jail's not that bad. It's
All views expressed by the hosts and guests in this podcast are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of their respective employers. Guests and hosts may maintain positions in the assets discussed in this podcast. This podcast is for informational purposes only, and nothing in the podcast is intended to be financial, legal, or even life advice.
GM, welcome. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of More Than Speculation. We have a handsome guest today. What's up, John?
What's up, what's up? Nice to be with you guys.
Okay, bro, I see you smiling right now. Bybit got hacked 1.4 B, ETH and mETH.
Jump right into it.
Yeah, of course. All right, let's hear the story today. So today's episode, I'm going to basically want John to tell us the side of his story, and also I'm just going to grill some alpha of mETH protocol if possible. Okay, we'll start with rapid question with 3 questions. Okay, what were you doing when it happened?
Honestly, we were drinking. Okay, to be fair, right, most of the team was already out having their dinners, or like in other parts of the world, they're probably having lunch or something like that. Then when the news came, I mean, you guys had a session with Ed before, right? And so you're just texting, John, where are you now? I'm like, I am drinking, but I'm on my way back. It's like, okay, let's meet at the hotel room. And then and then that was it already.
When it happened, I was drinking, semi-blacked out with Marco in Hong Kong. Actually.
Oh no.
Okay. And I'm actually a very heavy user of Bybit as well. But anyways, first reaction.
Oh shit. First reaction was oh shit. I don't think I have to explain much about that. It was just oh shit.
Yeah.
Anything you have done differently?
No, don't think so. Like honestly, the team did everything very well. Everything came together very smoothly. I mean, this is a very politically correct answer.
I am not humble,
No.
huh?
Hey, hey.
Bro, I'm like actually very curious. Like, how do you guys? I guess like, so you go back to the hotel and then you just have like 4 or like night out meetings, just like chatting with like all of the partners. Like, can you tell a bit more story about that? Because like I want to hear it like firsthand experience. Basically.
I see. Okay, no worries. Yeah. So back to the hotel, convene at our CEO's room. So basically, the team itself, we set up like a war room or a series of chats with like very different partners, right? And you can see that on our Twitter as well, like with Chain Analytics as a gate, with SEAL 911, we had that group. We also had like an internal war room where it's like between like all the different dev, product, and security teams, each giving updates of like what's happening on their end, what we're gonna do, so on and so forth. So it's mainly like a central hub for communication, and then from there we just disperse information out as and when it's required. So
before we drill anymore, just for a recap for all the readers. So what happened was that on the 21st of February, while most people were drinking heavily from conferences, including Marco and I, Bybit got hacked. As everyone know, I'm a heavy user of Bybit and I'm a cook bull. So it got me a bit of my surprise. In conclusion, high levelly speaking, the compromise was done via a malicious code injection through, I think, the webpage and some social hacking. And yeah, right now John is just going right into it, like what happened. Sorry to break you off.
No worries. Yeah, but I mean that's essentially the be all end all of it, right? Just set up a central command hub, and then from there just pushing information out. I mean, to be honest, like the devs and my product team, shout out to them, total badasses, right? Live coding, live debugging, trying to figure out like what's the best way to get back at this hacker. So I mean, then eventually we recovered the 15,000 CME that he took out. So kudos to them, right? Yeah.
Can you share a little bit more? How did that happen, and how did they? Yeah.
Okay, so just to keep it a bit more brief and at a high level, right? Because I think most of the information is shared already. Basically, the hacker requested for a withdrawal of 15,000 CME, right? And within mETH protocol itself, the security function that we have is that there's an 8-hour withdrawal delay. So the moment that happened, we saw it live. That was a very crucial opportunity, or a very narrow window for us to kind of test all possible ways to try and recover that, right? And so I think after going through certain simulations and discussions with the various security researchers that we're talking to, I mean, shout out to them as well. I guess the best course of action for us was number one, of course, blacklist the wallet, right? So he isn't able to do anything else with the CMETH anymore. And then from there, we were basically testing out how we could then, I guess not to put it lightly, burn his CMETH, right? And then basically recover it.
Was that amount included in 1.4B, or was it like what was the safe amount was within that 1.5B, or was it on top?
Oh no, it was within that 1.4B. Yeah.
So you
1.5.
blacklisted the withdrawal from CMETH to mETH, or from mETH to ETH, basically.
CMETH to mETH. So previously there was also 8,000 mETH that he took from Bybit, and so I think that one they immediately swapped it to ETH already. So I mean, to be honest, there's nothing much you can do about that since it's already ETH, right? So thankfully there was that window.
This might be getting into a little bit of a detail. So first off, I want to clarify, I am not a full decentralized bull. I think it's good to have certain centralized aspect of it. But does Iden layers like restaked ETH has the same feature?
Eigen layers restake ETH. What do you
or
mean
any
by
other restaking ETH? Like if they got hacked somehow, or some centralized exchange got hacked, can they stop the withdrawal from CMETH to mETH actually?
Oh, you mean like if
feature?
Let me say you're asking like if let's say for example certain partner token X, they could like do the same thing as us. I don't really want to comment on that because I'm not an expert in what they're doing, right? Right? Okay. So, but I'm pretty sure at a certain level, some protocols will probably have the same, privileges as well. But I will also say that, taking it from our end, when we wanted to do this action, the whole ethos of it is that we are not against decentralization, right? For us, we are aiming to be decentralized, or we are decentralized, but also not at the expense of users' security and safety.
Yeah, makes sense.
So at the end of the day, we did push our statement with that as well, that, if it comes down to this, right, this was a live hack that was recognized by everybody, it was already confirmed, and it's Lazarus Group, right? Like nobody likes those guys. For us, we could have just put out a DAO governance proposal as we always do, right? But that 8-hour window basically meant that if I put out a governance proposal, no one's going to vote, and then the attacker is basically going to get away with the 15,000 CMETH, right? So we basically had this entire long drawn out conversation with all the security researchers, people who are third party to us, independent, and they said like, okay, you know what? If you guys can do it, can test it out, and it works fine, I think you should do it. It will be a net positive for the industry. So I would
100%.
like to caveat, right? Like this, as much as it feels like it's centralized, it wasn't taken lightly. Right, it's a very calculated decision, right? And because of that, we saved $43 million. So great. But yes, at the end of the day, I think there's also a lot more to do in terms of communication of these kind of things, right? If in the future there are a bit less, urgent matters, of course you will always see mETH pushing out.
It's okay, bro. Just chill with the official talk.
Hey.
I'm saying I actually I like the semi-CD part of it. I can be that guy. Don't worry, bro.
Take it easy, man. I 100% agree. I think, and just to answer your question, Lambro, like I think the general consensus, of course, it depends like mechanism by mechanism, but the general consensus, like if it's LST, LRT, or like if it's a derivative already, then they typically have that ability. It just depends like how complex it is. It like 7 out of 9, 2 out of 4.
And this is why I'm actually bullish on semi-CD5. Like only Ethereum has to be like full decentralized, and that's where everyone gets wrecked. And let's say if I want to have something more secure-ish, semi. But I don't know, is that in line with you? But that's why I actually prefer mETH Protocol over other people.
Did you see, sorry, just quickly, did you guys see that Thorchain like random Twitter account tweet like the Thorchain volume hits I'm like, come on. Oh my god. It's
that was painful, man. That was painful.
Yeah.
Okay, so it must be the first time you've been through like a. Did you get wrecked in FTX?
No, thankfully not.
Ah yeah, jeez. Okay, so
to be honest,
you're lucky, brother.
My
you're
crypto
lucky,
pass
brother.
is so boring. But boring is good. Boring is good.
It's good. Boring
is
is
good.
good. I want to be boring, bro. Every day is a roller fucking coaster.
No, bro. This is the path that you have chosen.
Unfortunately.
Okay. I think So let me summarize. Basically, for the details, I'll drop in the show note. But basically, I think Ben Chao did everything very well. He showed his face, he spoke about everything until everyone was happy. I think there were some stop limits that they were able to stop the CME to exit. Then they did some OTC deal. It's good that you guys didn't do any SPF stuff, so you actually had the money to handle that. Anyways, I'll stop shilling this part and get to the second part I want to know about as well. Okay, now to my bags. What is mETH doing next? What is mETH protocol doing next?
Yeah. So I think few things, right? On the ecosystem side of things, I think it's been kind of like semi-leaked already that we are expanding over to the Hyperliquid ecosystem. So yes, Hyperliquid bros, please.
What do you mean by expand?
Expand. Okay, so previously CMETH was only on Ethereum and Mantle, right? So it's like I can only use it on CMETH, Ethereum and Mantle. The whole goal is for CMETH to be that ultimate collateral asset. So basically on Hyperliquid, we want it to be able to be used on lending markets. People can do like looping. People can do simple borrow of USDC and do their own arbitrage strategies or carry trades, like be their own mini Ethenas on Hyperliquid. So that's what we want to give the opportunity to people to do, right? Because in itself, CMETH already has like quite high yields, and then if you can do a bunch of weird stuff that you guys degens like to do, then that'll be great, right? That's
just to simplify and get the official tone. What is the first strategy you think it will work on Hyperliquid with mETH for CMETH?
So we've been talking to a couple of money markets, right? On Hyperliquid, right? Just to, I don't want to name them yet, right? But we've been in conversations. So basically, I think that would probably be one of the first use cases that as a collateral asset, you can probably borrow like USDC or ETH, and then you can do like looping, just to kind of boost your yields or use it on Hyperliquid itself. I think that will be the main and base use case, right? As with most of the other LRTs that you see in the market. But I think what we want to do
is very
kind of
harsh
expand it, because
and say something that you might hate me.
No, go ahead. Please let me hear you.
Okay. So mETH protocol is almost at 1B TVL. But the MCAP, it's only at 10 mil.
More than 1B.
More than 1B.
Bro,
and the MCAP
he's
is
saying
only
he's
at 10.
It's like lagging.
Sorry, I'm lagging on my side. My bad. All right, let me repeat. Hey, bro,
Yes.
mETH is at 1B TVL. MCAP is at 10 mil. FDV is at 54. What's up, bro?
What's up? It means to all of you out there listening that this is undervalued. You understand? Undervalued. Go pull out your Twitter accounts right now. Take the token MCAP against FDV. Do your typical this thing at this MCAP will be like 100x. Guys, it's time to do that. Let's go.
Engagement.
So actually, I was thinking when you guys got hacked, I actually wanted to long, but I was too drunk to do so. But I actually wanted to long mETH, like Coke, just because it will be the first time the governance actually kick in, right? And the leverage of governance will be so high if it does actually happen, right? But okay, let's move on. Okay, anyways, you acknowledge that the price cap on TVL. What about your thoughts of
No, sorry. I was just gonna
go
let's stay on this a little bit. I'm not gonna ask you about price questions, but curious for LSD protocols, LSD protocols these days. I guess how are you mostly, because with my limited understanding, I think the way that why Jito is valued so high is because of their monopoly and also just how much fees that they can capture out of it, right? Whereas I think Lido has been kind of facing similar issues. It's just purely selling. The price stays the same, but the market cap keeps on going up. So I'm kind of curious, from a product perspective, are you optimizing for how can we, I guess, get more fees from MEV, or what's the decision that might make people oh shoot, they're actually printing and I should buy this?
Yeah. So I think for us, so that's a very pertinent question for Lido, right? Because I'm being a bit more official here right now, right? It's a more pertinent question for Lido because at the end of the day, they already have, I think, 20, I don't know, a high double-digit number of the market, the stake market, right? And for them, growth is very marginal at this point already. So they are focusing a lot on how can they further improve the utility, improve the usage of Lido itself, in more increased technical standpoints, right? Over at mETH protocol right now, we're still, even though it's technically like we do the spiel of like, oh, we're the fourth largest LST in the market, we are still a growing protocol, right? At 1 billion, it's very small compared to Lido, but we do want to reach there at one point. So a lot of the optimizations that we're doing right now basically is to target towards growth first, and then from there focus then on more of a stronger value accrual, right? And I say this not that we're not focusing on it, but that growth is probably like the biggest, will probably be the key driver right now. And for us, a lot of it is like, let's say, fee optimizations. If you take a look at mETH itself, it's I think about 0.2% higher in terms of base staking rate. It doesn't seem a lot to degens, but if let's say, for example, we're talking to institutions, sometimes that 0.2% adds up a bit for them, right? Little shill also, right? CMETH basically has the fixed yield vault out now. So to all you degens who, or not so degens that don't want your restaking points and tokens, give them to us and we give you like 2% yield back, right? So just deposit your CMETH into the fixed yield vault. We give you like 5+% ETH, pure ETH yield. So simple. Okay, end of my show.
No, it's all good. Keep showing. Oh, wait. Actually, I not gonna lie. When I've been buying Coke, I didn't look at the tokenomics. Like, I really didn't, because like the gap was too big that I just thought, dumb ape, money number go up. Let me click. so actually, so around only 20% of it is circulating. Like, what are the other 80%?
Yeah, so I think most of that would probably be, most of that is in the treasury itself. And then like, I think, a decent portion of that also is reserved for community. So it's basically treasury community, right? And on our treasury end, anything that we do with the token, it will always be public stuff lah. I say this very officially because, people are very sensitive with token stuff.
Makes sense.
100%.
So yeah, if you check our blog, like the breakdown is there already, like quite a bit of it, like maybe almost 30+% it's still reserved for like further community activities. And that's not to say that we can't use our own treasury portion for further growth activities lah, but those will have to come with governance as well.
So feel free to DM me. All right, so let's say if
donation.
All right, so if I wanted to, actually, you guys have a Coke Fest or something like that, right? So
Correct.
like someone, but Coke Fest doesn't get emission. You only get rewards from other. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase. So like someone like me that are holding spot Coke for speculation, how can I maximize my position if I'm worried about emission? From my understanding, there's something called Coke Fest, which I'm stick right now, but I only get like random rewards that you guys give from farming other people, I think. Correct?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Wait. Let me break it down first, right? Okay. So Cook Feast itself, yes. If you're holding Cook, right, and you don't know what to do with it, if you want to LP, go ahead. Like you're a professional, on-chain market maker, fine. But for the majority of us, probably the Cook Feast will be the best way to go. So I think the season 1 just ended. We basically gave away to the Cook lockers. It's a locking mechanism, 200 CMETH, which the proportion varies based on how long you lock it lah. That is probably the best way to do additional accrual, right? And what we want to do with Cook Feast is similar to how we play with Mental, right? Mental itself is probably like the big brother, right? Like the Taiko. You see like, whenever we have like partners all around the ecosystem, some of them share rewards with us. It's then basically at one go, like we have overlapping rewards for all the MNT stakers and lockers, right? So Cook Fest is a similar. Feast is see, I'm using Fest now. It's Feast.
It's feast, bro.
It's Feast. Yeah, so Cook Feast is similar, right? That's what we want to do. Basically, with whatever partners that we have for CMETH, for that to eventually flow over to our users, right? There's most of the time there's no point in keeping it for ourselves, right? So we try our best to, use this mechanism to kind of share sort of value back to the Cook holders.
Okay. I think I've showed my bags enough. Okay, let me fund my bags. What are your thoughts on ETH being a weekly of shit?
So being a farmer of ETH myself, it has been depressing.
It's been a tough year. Yeah.
It's been depressing. It's been a tough year. I mean, no holds barred, right? Like honestly speaking, it's been quite a painful experience. But I think a lot of us still have that sense of belief in us that, you know, ETH will come back somehow.
Stop. I agree, but I don't want to like circle jerk in the crying circle. But like, okay, so do you think you're gonna put in anything amounts like FBDC or other like, let's say, other type of strategies, or like let's say ETH really doesn't go up anymore, it becomes the XRP of last cycle, or somehow like
oh my god,
Oh my
like
god.
the ADA, all those stuff like I'm starting to believe it, but like I'm okay to write it off. But I'm just saying we might get cooked if that happens, right?
This guy.
Oh no, actively funding the industry.
Yeah, like what are your thoughts on it being so weak? Like, do you think there's something we can do, or is there something that we can hedge out the ETH part, or it's just it is what it is, brother?
I mean, if things go as they are, it is what it is. But and so I think that was my thoughts for quite a while. And I thought like, okay, you know what? I'll just farm. I'll do some delta hedging. It is what it is, right? But we've also been, oh my god, so we've also been speaking with like other facets of the foundation. So it seems like they're doing quite a bit of stuff, right? Maybe not as a core foundation, but all their different arms.
Like what?
So okay, so for this kind of things, I probably can't share the details. But quite a few of them are basically developing their own protocols to help generate yield to basically fund whatever the ETH wants to do, right? At the be all end all of it, right?
Like,
so
like,
it's
how can you generate yield though? Like from what sense?
basically
Hey,
a lot
DM
of
me after this. DM me after
yeah,
this.
yeah. We'll probably have that further conversation after this. But they are doing things, right? They are doing things. It's just that it's not a very public thing as of yet, and I think it takes some time for the entire foundation to get together since it's very bottom up. But will this functionally change how people view ETH or how people use ETH? I don't think like your TradFi institutions give a shit what like all these smaller arms are doing. But I do hope that you know it eventually all adds up at the end of the day. But yeah, in the meantime, I do hold, you know, Bitcoin and other assets, so we'll see. We'll see.
I think I'm gonna do a bit of a VC talk here, but like I've been like chatting a couple friends at like Denver. I mean, I think the sentiment is yes, it's still low, dude. Like what Uber price was $10 versus $40 last year. That's what a couple people said. So just the attendance itself, I think, has been split by Consensus. And Consensus main sponsor at the magazine literally totally you open the first space and you just see totally space.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think it's I know on the TradFi side, everybody is just looking for like something to sell. And to me, staking ETF is a much smaller catalyst than Bitcoin, but it is going to be the only thing that they have. Like I think, you know, all of these like top 20 ETF level, probably not going to get any like inflow. But I think if we can start to bring like ETH basis yield or like staking yield, and then combine with like, you know, like Ethena is like doing a bit of that in here also, right? So like it to me, it feels like that's all like part of the same like liquidity supply chain. Like if we can bring more of the staking yield and the basis trade yield to like the normies and we can bring it in, blah, blah, then it will help. But with the token price itself, yeah, we need massive restructuring, I think.
Borderline depressing.
Very depressing. I genuinely feel like I'm in a relationship where I'm just hoping the girl will just stop partying and will just get married with me and just like happily ever after.
Dude, I thought ETH would be the girl of my dreams, right? Because previously I came from TradFi. I was like, okay, there's equities and there's fixed income. Dude, you can stake ETH and generate 3% yield. It is an equity that has a fixed income component. I was like, guys,
Risk-free rate.
Exactly, risk-free rate on an equity asset. Sexy, it will sell itself. But I mean, here we are. So.
But this will change, right? I think the market is very reactive. If there's something with Ethereum that is bullish, not because of the staking reward, and then push the price up and then reinforces its position again, then suddenly this will be so that's what I think about with like the staking ETF, right? It's like it's something to compound what's on top, but it's not gonna be its solo catalyst. And I don't know what's the base that can whatever. I'm sad.
Yo, can we get a guest from the ETH Foundation?
I've been talking a little bit too much shit. I don't even know why I fought my back so much. At this point,
I mean, but you guys
funny.
still hold ETH, right? So at the end of the day, there's still like that belief that, like, as much as I say, like, oh yeah, you know, I still
I've
view it
never
as like
sold
that
one
nice.
ETH basically.
Exactly. It is the
Okay,
ultimate hybrid asset.
Like, not even in LP, bro. Like, because he never pumped, so he never even sold it. So the only ETH I spend is probably like aping random NFTs and shit like that. Like literally.
Okay, then I'm like the odd one out. The only ETH exposure I have is through Ethena stablecoin.
Oh shit! That's not even directional.
Bro, I just have Bitcoin and Sol and like a bunch of like yield stuff.
How's Soul doing?
So is wrecked. All right, you know, like
Soul is
last
wrecked.
time we chatted, I was like, oh, I'm gonna stop buying Soul at 130, and then I realized like I pussied out, bro. Like today, I bid some Bitcoin hoping for a rebound, but like that's it. I couldn't buy anything. Like so hard.
I think there's
So
like one or
difficult.
two more legs to like. I mean, like Arthur Hayes is like predicting 73K, right? Like I know his predictions haven't been the best, but like I think if you bid here and then you bid again at like that bottom level, just like have some bids. That's not financial advice, but I think it's a pretty good like 2 steps. Yo,
So right now, the only thing I want to add is Bitcoin, and I'll yield farm whatever position I have, and then if something that I don't foresee going 10x in the next two months, I don't want to buy it. That's just it. Like it's too choppy. Like I'm a little pussy. Call me whatever you want, but that's just my
okay.
strategy.
So why is Cook gonna be 10x in 1 year?
Why is Cook going to be 10x in 1 year? That's a very
Actually,
good question. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I think Coke. It's one of those assets where it's so cheap. I mean, like, its book is actually very thin. Its liquidity is very small, right, John?
Yeah. At the moment, it's quite small now because I think we were basically pulling out all the CME liquidity so that they couldn't swap out. Yeah. So that will slowly be added back in, or like it kind of got like semi packed already.
Got it.
No. I don't mean mETH. I mean the liquidity for Coke itself is actually very thin.
Oh yeah, for Cook, right? Yeah. But okay,
yeah.
It's relatively thinner. Yeah, it's relatively thinner. So I think at the end of the day, it's like that kind of asset where people, they see like, oh yeah, it's not doing that well. What's my protocol doing? But if you take a look at like the fundamentals, I hate using the word fundamentals in crypto. If you look at the fundamentals,
It's
at
what
the end of the day,
Shiller says when they're about to drop something.
yeah, right. It's a fast growing asset, right? And regardless of the entire Bybit incident, which I mean technically it's already covered, right? It's still remaining strong, right? Nothing has actually happened to us. We're still reaching out to partners. I think the feedback from the people that we're working with is extremely good as well.
The
So
best
I think
crisis management.
yeah, exactly, right. So I mean kudos, right? But we'll see. I mean in the next 1 year or so, probably have more partnerships coming up. More integrations, more allocations, and then from there you can focus more on. I mean, naturally it will accrue to Cook's price, but then more of the stuff that we do will directly accrue to whatever Cook is doing.
I mean, I'm just
Marco,
gonna say. Oh,
I think Coke has reflexive pricing. It might be down only, but if it's reflex, when it jumps, you won't be able to catch it. Just like cow. I'm not sure that I share you my cow trade before. It's one of those things where
you're like
as long
cow swap trade?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it will. It's very reflexive. You wouldn't be able to catch because like of how small and how thin the liquidity is. It's just gonna be 0 to pump.
I was just
But
gonna say
obviously-
like, no, like
Sorry, when I
I'm,
was buying at 0.2, I thought it wouldn't go lower. That's what I'm going to say. John, what's up? Sorry, yeah, Marco.
okay, John. I'm gonna save you from him. No, but like I do think, we all meme like fundamentals and stuff, but like what we are seeing, I think in the past like 2 quarters, I think you're at the right spot to basically market the assets to liquid funds more and more. Like it's like I'm sure you've seen that like tweet from like Artemis or a couple others, like Radium, Jupiter. These are all of like the cash flow product, and I think like kind of like we will see more people bidding that because I don't see people bidding like all of the $1 billion altcoin that went from like 1B to 3B. That's just like short-term momentum trade, right? I mean, like again, I left the Kaito guys now, just like Bitcoin dumped a bit. Now it's back to $2, right? From like 3. So it's like, but I think you have like, because of the market cap and so on, like it's actually a good timing to shill it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of liquid funds, a lot of venture funds are moving to liquid also.
Marco, buy some and help show. Anyway,
We gotta get more back holders in here, guys.
Before this is released.
hey, by the way, okay. Any upcoming things or actionables to look forward to for Procore?
Yeah, I think maybe on the institutional side, maybe we'll leave that for like the partners, right? But I think just look out for basically next season of Metamorphosis. I think we received quite a good feedback for season 2. But for season 3,
what's the average yield on people, by the way, if you max lock it?
If I max lock it, as in
I max lock my
Metamorphosis is basically using CME, right? For season 2,
Oh,
like we give you like the powder and stuff. Yeah. So it varies from person to person, like how good they farm. Like if you're like a YT buyer, then good for you. Yeah, but basically season 3 will be very much focused on partner ecosystems. So like when I said that we are going towards Hyperliquid, like, and the other ecosystems we're talking to, season 3 will probably be more focused on that, because we want to see CME being used outside of Mantle and ETH, right? We want to see it happening, get more users and get more mindshare out there. So that's one, right? I think the next one would probably be I'm trying to figure out if this is something that is already released information.
Yeah, it is.
Never mind.
Yeah. No, I think it is.
Yeah. No. Season 3 is, but I'm just thinking about the other thing. But yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
what's
mostly
the other
should be.
thing?
I, this Lambro trying to get information out of me. Yeah. Okay, but let's just keep it as that, right? Okay, season 3, expansion into Hyperliquid, and then what's happening now is basically the fixed yield vault, right? Just
Okay,
keep a lookout for those things.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time today. Before we finish off, because I want to keep the episode short so everyone's happy, what do you think is required to make it in crypto?
Sheer power of will. Because to be honest, there's been many times that I would have given up already. But I think the only reason why most people do make it is because they are willing to try again and again and again. And I think at the end of the day, people can say like, oh, you need your networks, you need your, like a good mentor, these kind of things. The only reason why you even like start with those things is that, there is a certain amount of willpower in you, right? And everyone in here, everyone that's currently in crypto, all of us here have that certain amount of willpower that's, I would say, very respectable. That
We
when
can
most of my
drag our
friends,
dick through glass hard.
yeah, and we will not feel pain.
Or just unemployable, like anywhere
Oh
else.
yeah, oh yeah,
Just kidding.
oh yeah. But that's not a choice.
I
That's
love
not a
it.
choice. That was a choice we made a long time ago when we joined the industry.
Okay.
Yeah. No, thanks for all of that, John. Like appreciate all of the insights and the alphas, and we'll see you next time.
And thanks for having me, guys.
Cheers. Bye bye.